What up, everybody? It's me, Mr. Ride, here with another deck profile to give y'all that chaos. Me and him at your car fighting arrows. We got my first ever Luard deck on here. We got my buddy Charles. He's the one that introduced me to the game, so shout outs to him. So he finally allowed me to put his Luard deck out there. So we got the starter Conrad. Put it into the soul, choose a normal unit from hand and discard it. From your hand and discard it. Look at the top card, put it into the top of the bottom of your deck, draw it, and draw a card. So it's like, do I want this card? Am I great locked? And top card, thank God I have it. If you have a face-up unit in your G-Zone, choose one of your units that gets plus 5,000 to end the turn. So that plus 5,000 puts your supposed 9 or 10 or whatever K hitter, swing, or whatever to a whole different guard tier there. Because Fighter's collection recently came out, he's got 4 of these shiny ass Witch of Heresy heal triggers. So the double-edged sword of these new heal triggers that you also have to drop a card, extra card. So it's like drop, draw, it's fine. But because Luard runs off ones in the drop zone, it's a plus for them. So once you go into the proper, if you want to go into the proper G guard, you get to get some added benefits of, like I said, drop, draw. For the rest of the triggers, we got 4 of the Belial Owl crit triggers. You know, they do much for the deck here. So drop zone, ritual 3, so that's 3 ones. So yeah, so at the end of turn, if you have a Vanguard with Luard in the name, put these back to the bottom of the deck. So a lot of his plays come from this card here, from having no hand to a lot of hand. So when this unit is retired from rear to a card effect, or a cost of, if you have a Vanguard with Luard in the name, draw a card. So again, he calls this out, sacks it, reaps the benefits. It's stupid crazy because he likes shiny stuff. You know, he wanted to go more crits there. So that's 8 crit in total. We got 2 of the stand trigger major, the Rogue Eye Arcer. So when retiring, it counts as 2. So that's a benefit there instead of 1, 2. So you just and sack for this one, and that counts as 2. So there's that. And not only does that, but it goes back into the to the deck. So it's technically having an infinite amount of stand triggers there. We do like the infinite amount of stand triggers. Then 2 draw, not only for draw, but putting into soul, because he does a lot of soul blasting here and there. Plus 3 to units is always a plus. For the 3s, we have the OG himself, Luard. We got to put these down here because of that glare right there. So Dragheart Luard, everybody should know. Ritual 3, he has like the easiest freaking stride cost to do outside of the what is it, the time beast with they buying stuff and what have you. But anyway, Ritual 3. Choose 2 normal units from the drop zone, put them to the bottom of the deck in any order at the beginning of your ride phase. Pay the cost. If you do, you may stride without paying the cost. So it's, you know, why not? And then when you stride, counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards, retire it. During your turn, when you stride, pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for 2 grade 1 or less cards, and of course he would call the owls or what have you to separate rear circles. Then of course shuffle. And the backup grade 3s, we have 2 Blaster Dark Diablo. I hate Diablo. However, you know, I have a respect for it. GB2, when you're paying the stride for cost, if your stride has a blaster in its name, all your cards get plus 3. So when paying the stride, just like, and cost for stride, if a G unit with stride has blaster in the card name, the cards get plus 3. So as long as you got a blaster something or rather in the G zone, you're good. Auto. During your turn, when you're Phantom Blaster Diablo stride, choose one of your opponent's rear guards retired. So it's a good cleaner upper there. And then we got Sharp Fang Witch for 5 Fodler. When this unit is placed on rear, kind of blast one, Vanguard or rear, 9 times out of 10 you really don't want to ride this because 9K. But anyway, you pay the cost of Counterblast. If you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, if you do search your deck for 2 Great Zeros and call them 2 separate rear. So this helps later on down the line when you need some stuff to start sacking off, or getting that hand advantage back, or just anything with correcting your field. Now his Great Twos are very, very interesting. We have one of this Skull Witch here. He always puts her back because she's a 3K body, because that's instant rush game if there's nothing else to ride. So Counterblast 1, discard a card, and then draw 2 when she's placed. So it's a good filter card. Then we have 4 of Drag Wizard Morfessa. Ritual 3. When this unit attacks Vanguard until the end of the battle, it gets plus 5,000. And auto. When this unit attack hits, pay the cost if you do. Search deck for a grade 1 card to rear and shuffle. And drop zone. This card is acted. This is treated as a grade 1, or it gets a grade -1. So, for whatever reason you need to call a grade 1 or less rear guard, you can go ahead and target this card here. And he is. This is a different thing for me to see, is Fair Night Wall and 2 of this awesome looking castle here. We call him Alexander just because he looks like Alexander Final Fantasy 9. But yeah, 6 10K vanillas, defensive wall, and it's very hard to not get a proper ride there. Grade 1s, we have 4 of the counter charge. PG, he prefers this over the other one simply because counter charging is preferred in his play style. I definitely don't see the problem with that because everybody needs that counter charge there. Not to mention, of course, it's a 1, so PG and early or what have you. Then we got 3 Abyssal Owl. It also counter charges. That's always a good thing. Of course, we got the SP here, so we're going to read what it is. When this unit is placed on rear from hand, look at the top 7 for Luard. So, if you're a grade stuck at 2, you can hopefully get one in the top 7 there. Show it to your opponent, and then choose 1 or more cards for the sum of your grade 3. So, it would suck if you only have zeros. So it's like, ew. But yeah, you get the counter charge at Ritual 3 when you retire this from rear by the effect of a cost or cost of a card with Luard. Counter charge 1. So again, counter charging. Now some of y'all may be like, well, why you running stride? Why you running stride? You running stride for it? Bitch, it's a 1. Okay, it's a 1. A 1 is equaling up that doggone ritual. Ritual is important. So that and if he get that 9K grade 3, Then we got this here. When you call it from the deck here, she's Soul Blast 1. You draw a card. We get a little bit draw right there. Get a little bit of draw right there. We got 11K attack when it's placed on rear. That is a necessity right there. So we found that out when I was playing my domination there. So it's like, ooh, 11K. And then we got 2 of this cool looking ass card right here. I don't know how the hell you managed to get 2 hot stamp SP promos right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not jealous of nothing, you know what I'm saying? You just, set fire to this deck sometime. Ritual 3. When this unit is retired from rear for effect or card cost, choose one of your units that gets plus 5,000 power at the end of turn. So, always a good thing to, again, make use of your grade 1s and give them as much support as well. So, we're going to go with strides. These are in no particular order. Let's see. So we got 1 Sabreeze for the just in case matches. Everybody knows what Sabreeze does. For the G guards, we have 1 of the new G guards, Witch Queen of Iniquity, Jello. So you flip one face up. This unit is placed on G circle. Choose 2 of your grade 1 or less rear guards moving the G circle. If you move 2 cards, draw a card. Very easy, but you know, if you don't have Ritual 3 by then now you will. One Dismal for protecting those important units, and another one of those. So as we were testing earlier, he's got GB8 on me twice, almost too easy because of that card there, along with some of these other cards here. And he's got 3 of this Plot Maker Dragon. So Plot Maker skill, Ritual 3, it gets 10,000. Very simple, very effective. We'll go over that later. Okay. What's this? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So we got 2 of this guy here, Dark Dragon Phantom Blaster Diablo. This pretty much says if you don't retire 2, you can't go out from hand. So be careful of how many cards you have in hand and on the field. Why? Because 10,000 to crit, that's very devastating at 3 and 4 and 5 damage, and you only have 1 unit on the field. Don't want that to happen. Then we got this one guy here, Dark Dragon Animus Pile Dragon. This unit gets plus 5,000 for each grade 1 in your drop zone. So this could be a pseudo finisher should you need to do so, because you can get an ass of grade 1s in the drop zone, which you know you're always putting 2 back. So just be careful of that. We got 2 Carnivore Dragon. 2 Carnivore Dragon. This is different. Okay. 2 Carnivore Dragon. Choose one of your rear guards, retire. Your opponent chooses 2 or 2 of his or her rear guards, retires them. If he or she cannot retire 2, choose the card. Choose up to 3 units in your front row. They get plus 4,000. So very easily stacking up those numbers there. Rush game can be real. We got Orgazza skill. It's a okay, we got 2 of those. All right, that's what I thought. So one's GR, one's triple rare. That's what I was looking at. So yeah. All right. So wait a minute. Counterblast. What the fuck? Orgazza. So Orgazza Dragon, Orgazza Doomed. Okay, 2 different cards. I don't know. But this one is a Persona Flip for Orgazza Dragon. No, you gotta flip this guy face up. Okay, I see it now. And this guy is Orgazza Dragon. Well, for some reason they work together. I may have missed the card. It is 12 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? So with that, you do that. Choose 3 of your rear guards, retire. Reveal 2 cards. For each 1 or less revealed by this card's effect, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And that really is amazing when you have resist units. So if the number of face up or guys are dragons and your zones 3 or more, it gets 10,000. It gets a crit till the end of turn. This guy kind of blast 1, soul blast 1, or guys a flip. Turn the face up. Choose 2 of your rear guards, tie them. When your unit attacks a vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, reveal 2 cards from the top 2. Oh, this guy. Okay, so it's ideally one of the first. This is first try sometimes. So it gets plus 5 for each grade 1 or less revealed this way. So it helps fill your hand up real good and again put some pressure. Huh? Okay, well he okay. So he just explained to me it's just there for this guy here. So it's all good. That's why I was confused. Then we got Spectral Blaster Diablo. The better version of Diablo, the restandard, if you will. You pay the cost, this, that, and the other of GB3, Counterblast 2, Sack 2. At the end of the battle, attacked. You pay the cost, you restand it. It loses 2 drive checks. But the way things are there, you know, it's cool by losing those 2. And when if you have a Heart with Diablo, which is why we run 2, search your deck for a grade 1, call it to rear. And then we got the GB8. I saw this guy twice in a row, in a freaking row. Like, it was so stupid. So basically the field gets plus 15 and he sacks off everything in the field. So he fills the field, Counterblast 1, choose up to 5 rear guards retired of your rear guard. Search your deck for same number of things that you retire for grade 1 or less. Call them to rear. Those units get plus 15 to the end of turn. Choose the same number, so it field wipes your opponent, and then they have to guard 30k plus rows. What kind of bullshit is that? So that is Luard. Comment, like, subscribe. Holla at your boy.